Imagine flying across the Atlantic at 575 miles per hour in a jet that's got the longest cabin in its class, but costs less than you think? Stick around to see if the Gulfstream G300 lives up to the hype. Alright, so today I'm breaking down the Gulfstream G300, this new super mid-size business jet that's turning heads in the aviation world. Gulfstream just unveiled it in late 2025, and it's aimed at people who want serious range and luxury without jumping into the bigger, pricier models. We'll cover everything from how it looks on the outside, what's inside for comfort, the engines that power it, its performance numbers, how it compares to other jets, and yeah, that price tag. By the end, you'll know if this is the kind of plane that could fit your travel dreams or just something cool to know about. Let's kick things off with the exterior. The G300 has a sleek, modern look that's all about aerodynamics to cut through the air efficiently. It's 68 feet and 7 inches long from nose to tail, with a wingspan of 63 feet exactly. The height is 21 feet and 4 inches, so it stands tall but still fits into most hangars without issues. Those wings are swept back with these cool winglets at the tips. You know, those upward curves that help reduce drag and save fuel? The whole design is clean, with a pointed nose and smooth lines that make it look fast even when it's parked. It's painted in whatever color scheme you want, but the standard is that crisp white with Gulfstream's signature stripes. Compared to older jets, this one has a more refined profile, thanks to updates in how they build the fuselage and wings for better strength and less weight. Moving inside, this is where the G300 really shines. The cabin is designed for up to 10 passengers, and it can sleep 5 if you're on a long haul. The total interior length is 34 feet, but the main cabin area, excluding baggage, is 27 feet and 7 inches, longest in the super mid-size category, giving you more space to stretch out than rivals like the Bombardier Challenger 3500 or the Embraer Praetor 600. The width is 6 feet and 11 inches, and the height is 6 feet and 1 inch, so even tall folks can stand up without bumping their heads. It's got 2 living areas. Think of forward club seating with 4 chairs facing each other, perfect for meetings or chats, and then an aft area with a divan that turns into beds and maybe more seats. What makes it feel luxurious are the details. There are 10 of those big oval panoramic windows, more than most competitors, letting in tons of natural light so it doesn't feel like a tube. The air inside is 100% fresh, purified with plasma ionization to kill germs, and the cabin pressure is kept low, like at 4,800 feet when you're cruising at 41,000 feet. That's the lowest in its class, meaning you arrive feeling fresh instead of jet-lagged. Noise levels are super quiet too. Gulfstream says it's the quietest in business aviation, so you can actually have a conversation without yelling or sleep through the flight. The seats are hand-stitched leather, super comfy with adjustable headrests and footrests. You can customize with wood trim, plush carpets, and even pillows on the divan for that homey vibe. There's a vacuum lavatory in the back, which is fancy talk for a toilet that doesn't use much water and keeps things clean. Baggage space is 120 cubic feet, enough for everyone's golf clubs or suitcases on a trip. And tech-wise, it's loaded. High-speed Wi-Fi, entertainment screens, and controls for lighting and temperature right at your seat. If you're comparing to the older Gulfstream G280, which this replaces, the G300 has a longer cabin by a bit, bigger windows, and updated styling that's more modern and connected. Now, let's talk engines, because that's what gets this thing off the ground. The G300 is powered by 2 Honeywell HTF 7250G turbofans, each putting out 7,624 pounds of thrust. That's a total of 15,248 pounds. These are high-thrust engines built for efficiency, with a design that helps the jet climb fast and burn less fuel. They're reliable too, with a good track record in other jets. Fuel capacity is 14,625 pounds, which supports those long flights without needing to stop often. Compared to competitors, these engines give the G300 an edge in takeoff performance, especially from short runways. Performance is where the numbers get exciting. The max range is 3,600 nautical miles at a long-range cruise speed of Mach 0.80, which is about 529 miles per hour. That means you can fly non-stop from New York to London with 4 passengers and 2 crew, or from Los Angeles to Honolulu easily. If you push it to high-speed cruise at Mach 0.85 or 575 miles per hour, the range drops to 3,000 nautical miles, still plenty for coast-to-coast US trips. Top speed is Mach 0.85 or around 582 miles per hour, making it one of the faster options in super midsize. Takeoff distance is just 4,780 feet at sea level with max weight, so it can handle shorter runways at airports like Aspen or Teterboro that bigger jets might struggle with. It climbs to an initial altitude of 43,000 feet and maxes out at 45,000 feet, above most weather and commercial traffic for smoother rides. Fuel burn averages around 450 gallons per hour at cruise, which is efficient for its size. All these specs are based on standard conditions, but in real life, wind and load can tweak them a bit.
How does the G300 stack up against the competition? Well, it's going head-to-head with jets like the Bombardier Challenger 3500, which has a similar range of 3,400 nautical miles, but a shorter cabin at 25 feet long. The G300's cabin is over 2 feet longer, plus those 10 windows versus the Challenger's smaller ones mean more light and a better view. The Embraer Praetor 600 offers 3,900 nautical miles range, a tad more, but its cabin is narrower at 6 feet 10 inches and doesn't have the same low-altitude pressurization. The G300 keeps it at 4,800 feet, versus higher in others, so passengers feel better. Then there's the Cessna Citation Longitude with 3,500 nautical miles range and seating for 12, but again, shorter cabin and higher noise levels. The G300 wins on quietness and that fresh air system. Compared to Gulfstream's own lineup, it's the entry level now, below the G400, which has more range at 4,200 nautical miles but costs more. The old G300 from 2003 was a different beast, longer range at 3,650 nautical miles but outdated tech and produced only 13 units. This new one is fresh, with the Harmony flight deck avionics that use 6 touchscreens for pilots, plus safety features like synthetic vision that shows 3D terrain on screens to avoid accidents. Speaking of the cockpit, it's got phase-of-flight intelligence that automates checklists and cuts startup time, making it easier for pilots. Predictive landing tech calculates stopping distances in real time to prevent overruns. All this tech makes it safer and more efficient than older models or some rivals still using last-gen systems. On the price side, a new Gulfstream G300 starts at about $28.9 million. That's for the base model in 2025 dollars. Add more for custom interiors or extras like enhanced Wi-Fi. Operating costs? Flying 200 hours a year might run you around $1.65 million total, including fuel, maintenance, and crew. That's competitive for super midsize, cheaper than larger jets like the G500, which burn more fuel. If you're buying used, well, since it's new, there aren't any yet, but expect values to hold well because Gulfstream jets depreciate slower than most. One thing I like is how it's built for sustainability. Efficient engines mean lower emissions, and Gulfstream's pushing for eco-friendly practices. It's made across 3 continents, with parts from the US, Europe, and elsewhere, ensuring top quality. Wrapping it up, the Gulfstream G300 packs impressive range, speed, and comfort into a super midsize package that's perfect for business pros or families who travel far. With its 3,600-mile reach, quiet cabin, and cutting-edge tech, it stands out as a smart choice if you want luxury without the massive price tag of bigger jets. It's got that Gulfstream reliability too, backed by decades of building top-tier aircraft. If this got you excited about jets, subscribe for more breakdowns like this.